All right, February's over. It's been over for a while now and I'm a little behind, but I'm gonna do my February recap almost at the end of March. But whatever, you know, here I am, we're doing it. February was a very slow month, TV, movie, everything wise for me. Of course it flew by, I still did some things, so we're gonna talk about those things, starting with the one book I read this month. This Time Next Year. This was our New Year's Eve holiday book for our holiday book club, and obviously it took me a very long time to read it because I did not get into it. It wasn't because it was bad, I just couldn't get into this book. And I didn't even keep it. I've already donated it to the free neighborhood library box down the street. I think I gave it 3 stars. Ugh, I don't remember, but it was okay. Let's talk about the movies I saw in the movie theater, which was 2 movies actually. First one being Marry Me. Okay guys, I absolutely loved this movie. It came out for Valentine's Day and I'm like, oh, this is gonna be my single girls Valentine's movie I'm going to. Because I love a good rom-com and I just absolutely loved this movie so much. It was sweet, it was funny, it was predictable, it had a happy ending, and I just love everything about that in my rom-com. And I love J-Lo. I think she is so cool. And I love all the cheesy movies that she does. No shame. And Owen Wilson was adorable in it too. And the music. The music in this movie is so good. I instantly downloaded the whole soundtrack and I still pretty regularly listen to most of the songs. I think it's still in theater. I think it's streaming on Peacock now. I don't know. Second movie I saw in the theater was Death on the Nile. I was very excited about this movie because I love this era and the murder mystery. This movie was good. I don't want to say it was great because there was a lot of kind of slow parts, but visually this movie is amazing. I loved where they went. I loved the colors. I loved the boat and the costumes. Oh, I just, loved it. And the story was good. I heard they changed a few things from the book. I did not read this book, so I can't talk about the differences between the book and the movie, but the movie was awesome and I recommend it. So those were the 2 movies I saw in the movie theaters. I also watched lots of movies at home, starting with Murder on the Orient Express. I wanted to rewatch this movie to get ready for Death on the Nile. This movie didn't do great in the theater, but I still think it's really good. And it's one of those movies that has too many famous people in it, so it seems like it could be bad, but it wasn't. It was good. I just love Agatha Christie mysteries. And I think the reason I love these movies so much is because of the visuals. Like the first movie was very blue, like a lot of snow and blue sky and the mountains, and the train was very dark. And then the Nile was very orange and bright and whites, and like it has a color theme throughout the movie. And anyways, I like these movies a lot. Next movie I watched, continuing on my Harry Potter marathon, was Harry Potter 2 and the Chamber of Secrets. Still loving Harry Potter. Chamber of Secrets isn't my least favorite. It's not my most favorite because I absolutely hate snakes. And this one has a very large snake-like character, which makes me not love it as much, but I still think that all the Harry Potters are just so good. Next movie I watched was a new movie called Book of Love on Amazon. I don't watch a lot of stuff on Amazon, so when something comes out, I'm like, yeah, but this one looked good and someone recommended it to me and it was cute. It was so cute and funny and sweet and not at all what I expected it to be, especially as a reader. This movie is about an author and a translator and the mix-up that ensues, and it's just, it was really fun. Not action-packed, just kind of a nice sit, relax, watch movie. And then I watched an older animated movie on Netflix called Charming. It was recommended to me because Netflix knows me better than I know myself, but it's fine. Had a lot of famous people for the voices in it. Really basic fairy tale story with a twist. Very predictable overall, but still cute. Like, this is a cute animated movie for families, girls who like fairy tales, kids, older, but still good. And the last movie I watched was Tangled for second Monday of the month movie night. I thought that would be a fun Valentine's movie because I think that the lantern scene is the most romantic scene in Disney animation. And maybe a Whole New World Flying Carpet, but I think the love story in Tangled is one of my faves. So I watched this one on Disney Plus. And that's it for movies. Like I said, not a lot, but I did watch a handful of TV shows. Not my normal giant list of TV shows, but enough. Starting with Book of Fett. also known as Mandalorian Side Story. I had high hopes for this show because, you know, he's one of the most fanned over characters in the Star Wars series, and everybody's really excited, and I thought we would get backstory, but it really just jumps in right to where we met him in The Mandalorian. We get a little bit of story with the Tusken Raiders, and that was really exciting to see that, like a different side of characters we already know, because we know these people as being like violent, but he turns out they are, but like they also have a different side to them, so it was really interesting, and that's what I wanted to see. And then all of a sudden Mandalorian comes in, and which I loved, don't get me wrong, like I loved seeing Mandalorian and Grogu and all the other characters, but I wanted more Fett. And I did love the big Wookiee character. I loved the Hutt brother and sister. There were so many good side characters in this. They just didn't give me enough. They gave me too much Vespa kids, not enough of these other characters I actually cared about. But overall, I did think this show was good and kind of a nice little in-between Star Wars. I only watched one other show this month, but I watched 3 seasons of it. 3 long seasons. Yes, half-hour episodes, but 22 episodes each. New show I started, never seen before, Brooklyn Nine-Nine, which is rapidly becoming one of my favorite half-hour comedy shows. I am slightly obsessed with this show, and I think it is hilarious. The characters are great. Every episode is funny, and I'm just loving getting to know all of these characters. And I'm rapidly moving my way through the series with no regrets, and I probably will be rewatching it as soon as I finish. Not a lot of TV shows, only 2. Other fun side things I did this month, I'm pretty sure I went to Disneyland. I don't remember. California Adventure. I went to California Adventure. The Olympics happened, and I'm obsessed with Olympics. Super disappointed in this one. The opening and the closing were so boring. A lot of the sports were fun though. I did really enjoy watching curling and ice skating. We also get bobsledding and all the cool stuff, and I just love that they still show the Jamaican bobsled team. Even though they came in like 32nd place or whatever, but they still show their runs because they're the Jamaican bobsled team. Also watched the Super Bowl. I personally watch it for the commercials. Sometimes the halftime show, because most of the time I don't really care who it is. This halftime show, as a kid of the 80s, 90s, very much enjoyed it. Had a handful of good commercials, but I couldn't even tell you who won the Super Bowl. I know, not a football person. But that's it. Very fast month with not a lot of things happening. What can I tell you? My name's Aubrey. I make new videos every Thursday, so make sure you subscribe and follow me on all my social media, and I will see you guys next week. But 4 seasons total. So you busted.